Virgo, hello my darlings, how are you? Welcome to your reading for the week of the 1st of August 2022. How did it get to August already? Look, or whenever you find me, that's okay too. In any case, welcome and thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it and I appreciate you. So Virgo, we're going to have a look at some central themes for you from the week and then we'll dive into some tarot to fill out the story a little bit more for you. Virgo, you're feeling saucy, my friends. You have sexuality. So it's card number 13, sexuality, openness, sharing, beauty, and honor. All right, what a lovely card to have as a theme, Virgo. Oh, maybe I might just be a Virgo this week. Now, I'm also looking for a card from the Goddess Guidance Oracle card deck as well. Let's see if you have a very sensual goddess coming through, or maybe there's another message coming through for you as well. So let's see. So Taurus, Virgo, I do intend on this reading being fairly short and sweet. Thank you. And yeah, let's just jump straight into it. So you do, from the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards, you do have Ishtar, and the words on the card are boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. So Virgo, very early on, what is coming through for me is that you may need to be putting in place some boundaries to do with your sexuality, to do with how you are honored, how you are respected and worshipped and loved. So that is very early on a message that is coming through for you. Now, I am introducing a new deck this week. I'm not sure if it'll hang around, but for this week, it made itself known. I wanted to be included. And it is the Path of the Soul Destiny cards. Now, it is in intuitive fractal art. And once we get a card out, I will hold it up to the camera. And if you are so drawn, you may pause the video and see if there's any particular intuitive messages that come through for you before I maybe give my interpretation or before I read the message from the guidebook. Because as always, it's our intuitive messages from ourselves, from our own higher self, from our guides, etc., that are much better than any message that I could give you or a guidebook could give you. So you do have card 38. So 3 and 8 is 11. So the number of awakening. So just hopefully that is focused enough for you to, if you wish, pause the video and see if there's any messages coming through for you. Okay, Virgo, I'll pop that down there for now. I will hold it up when I read out from the book though. Can't guarantee I'll keep it out of the glare, but we'll see how we go. So that's out of the glare. Okay. So Virgo, 38, Intuitive Arts Guide. There are many forms of intuitive work being done on the planet today. Using your intuitive gifts has a large role in the work that you are really here to do. There are many tasks that are undertaken which actually involve the intuitive process. Whether you paint, write music, design, raise children, waitress, or give psychic readings, you are operating from an intuitive source. This guide is here to help you see that your role is important. The work that you do is needed. You are in service and your intuitive knowing is strong. You are helping others to acknowledge and accept their own intuition. Okay. Beautiful, Virgo. I really like that. I can't see necessarily how it's related to that first messaging that's coming through. I do feel like it's two separate messages. So as always, you know, reading cannot relate or resonate for absolutely everybody that is watching it. But one aspect to that idea of setting up boundaries to do with your sexuality may resonate, or that idea of opening up your intuition or teaching others intuition may well resonate. And I love the way that that card has described us holding space and being intuitive, teaching others how to be intuitive from everyday positioning. You know, it talks about being a mother or a waitress, and, you know, sometimes people may not think of, you know, those roles as intuitive. They might think, well, you've got to be a tarot reader or a psychic or a sound healer or whatever to be intuitive, but it's absolutely not the case. We can be intuitive and demonstrate that in all walks of life, all ways of living. Now, the energy coming into the week for you, Virgo, is the Seven of Swords. Now, this is a card, can be a card of lying, cheating, stealing, betrayal, backstabbing. Look, I don't often like reading this card this way, but I do feel for some of my Virgos that could very much be the case, to do with this first messaging of having boundaries to do with your sexuality. So there may have been a situation for some of my Virgos where there may have been some kind of game playing or betrayal or something that has happened in an intimate relationship where you are now given the opportunity. Like, sometimes if things happen to us, we go, oh no, poor me, poor me. But what it is, it's an opportunity for you to go, actually, no, this is I'm going to demonstrate what my boundaries are, what I'm willing to accept and what I'm not willing to accept. And absolutely you do, or we all, not you, but we all do deserve being honoured and being respected. Okay, so yeah, I do feel like this may be an opportunity for some of my Virgos to step out and step into those fresh new boundaries of what they're prepared to put up with and what they're not prepared to put up with. So the energy moving out of the week into future possibilities, and this is possibilities in terms of next week, next month, next year. There is no time frame on it, but it is a judgment card. So Virgo, you may be hearing a call to a higher purpose here. And I feel like this card is going to be more related to that messaging we got from the intuitive fractal art. So I do feel like for some of you that this is a call, if you will, to step up your intuitive work. And for some of you, if you are that intuitive waitress or mother or whatever the other examples were in the book, you may be hearing the call to actually take that intuitive work into a more public space, okay, where you can actually reach more people, or just kind of sit with it in a position that you are more comfortable with. Now, the rest of the reading I will be using the Tarot of Curious Creatures by Chris Ann. And as always, I have called in my guardians, guides, angels, and ancestors who love me unconditionally and are of the highest vibration. Now, the first card you have out from this deck is the Queen of Swords. And that is in the position of obstacles, blocks, gifts, and strength this week. So I do feel like this could very well be related to, again, we've sort of got this corner going on. I feel like maybe as the reading fleshes out, we may have this corner or this message. I definitely feel like there's a split message going on for my Virgos here. It could be that both things are going on for you, but it could also be that, as I said, some of you resonate with this story, some of you with that story. So we will take it as it resonates. But I do feel like this Queen of Swords here is very much related to this Ishtar card, this putting in place some boundaries. You know, if there has been some of this Seven of Swords energy where there's been some lying, cheating, betrayal, backstabbing, whatever it is that you are being invited this week, or you may be even calling on the wisdom and the intellect and the good communication skills of the Queen of Swords this week to speak your truth, to stand confidently in knowing who you are, knowing what you will, what boundaries you want to put in place, knowing that you can assert your position with something, okay? There could also be this Queen of Swords, could be some sort of, could relate to a victory or a truth that is exposed this week as well. Now, we do have the Eight of Pentacles. This is in the position of career and finances. So I do feel like there is something in your life that you're working very hard at, okay? You are already a very good craftsman, but the Eight of Pentacles tells me that you are mastering your craft, okay? I do feel like you are taking something to a higher level. Again, it's sitting in this corner here. So I do feel like this hard work, this mastering your craft could very well be in terms of that intuitive work. So that's absolutely the sense that I'm getting. There's two separate storylines here. We come back to this side again, a little bit all over the place. We've got the Ten of Wands. This is in the position of health, and this is health in terms of body, mind, and soul, body, mind, and spirit. Now, the Ten of Wands is about coming to the end of a difficult journey, okay? That's a heavy load that this baboon, I think it's a baboon, is carrying, and he's pretty well exhausted, and he just wants to get up to the top of the hill and put down his bundle of wands. So you are nearly there, but it has been quite arduous. It's been quite difficult. So I do feel like this also may be related to this boundaries card. You know, moving forward, can you put into place some boundaries to help protect you a little bit? Maybe look after your back a little bit more, okay? Are you carrying too much? Can you set some boundaries up and say, no, I don't want to do this all on my own. I need you to help me with this, that, and the other. So let's see what our final message for this other story is. It's a very, very distinct two stories going on here. Okay, Virgo. This deck feels like it's getting thicker and thicker. Okay. Virgo, you have the Justice card in this final position, and this is in the position of relationships. Now, here I was saying this is story one, story two, but I actually feel like this Justice card is, again, connected into this other story that we've got going here. So I do feel like maybe this is the primary story going on, and this call to stepping up into intuitive work may be a more of a minor story, okay? So in terms of percentages, I'd probably say like 70% relate to this story and maybe 30% relate to this story. So this Justice card in terms of relationships, this is really about karmic justice. So I feel like there's a relationship or relationships in your life, and I actually do feel like it could be intimate relationships here with that sexuality card. We've already talked about those, setting those boundaries. So I do feel like this karmic justice in terms of relationships is where the the pendulum is swinging back your way. I sort of want to be able to hold all of these. I don't think I'm going to. So the pendulum is swinging back your way. You are going to receive a karmic justice whereby the scales are going to balance out, okay? So where you may not have had this honoring and loving and nurturing that maybe you have deserved in the past, with you stepping into these new boundaries, with you saying what you're prepared to put up with, what you want, what you don't want, it's going to bring this karmic justice into relationships where you're now going to be able to receive this nourishment and love in a different way than you ever have before. So Virgo, that's a fairly simple message. I think it's very clear. I do apologize, there's two separate readings, but as I said, not every story is going to relate for everyone. So please do take what resonates and leave the rest behind, as they say. Virgo, I hope you've enjoyed the reading. If you have, please do like, share and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next week. All right, my friends. Bye-bye.